pretty humbling to think that it's been 5 years, which feels like a short time, but also feels like a long time when I look back and reflect on the fruits of just being faithful for 5 years to make much of Christ throughout our service. The things that God has done has blown us away. And so we just want to celebrate that.
God, in His unique way, brought us here. I still am amazed at how God has affirmed and blessed every move that we've made.
Started dreaming about a church in the city, for the city, what that might look like. And started talking to one of my best friends, Timothy Price, who was doing ministry in Durham, urban youth ministry, while I was doing campus ministry. And we both were falling in love with Durham. And I kept kind of putting it in his ear, let's plant this church together. I thought, what better person than one of my best friends, a guy that I loved, a guy that I've seen God at work in his life, and a guy who also fell in love with Durham in a different way than I had to plant a church with.
Couldn't help but consider the offer that he made, and my wife and I prayed about it and thought about it and came and visited, and it became clear pretty quick that this is what God had for us. And so we moved to Durham, and Daniel and I began to put some flesh on this dream that we had been working on for a long time.
My wife and I have been part of Christ Central since there was a core group formed in 2013. So we've been really involved with Christ Central since the very beginning. It was great and exciting just to be part of a group of people who had a vision for a new church and a way that God could be working in Durham.
In 2013, we started having interest gatherings at John O'Daniel Building. So we invited people to come and hear about this new idea, this church that we were hoping to launch. And we had 3 of those interest gatherings, and people seemed to get excited. People seemed to be on board.
June of that year, we had about 30 people commit to being part of the core group, to meet weekly, and we met throughout the summer. And we moved into a Sunday morning worship October of 2013, and with the hopes of launching in January 2014. And God provided the Hayti Heritage Center as a place of worship for us then in October. A huge gift because it puts us city center, but just east, in a community that has a lot of significance in the city.
And in January, we officially launched as Christ Central Church, and we opened our doors and invited people in the community to come and join us. And that was 5 years ago to the day.
I started going there about 4.5 years ago. It's been a great church and a big change. It was so small you knew everybody who was there. Whereas it got big now. That's a good thing. But we went through obstacles and we went through changes in order to get where we are now. Every Sunday I go in and I see somebody new. They be like, "Hey, Connell," it's like, "How you know me?"
God has just been really faithful. 5 years that has seemed short and long. To the growth that we've had, we would never have expected, didn't pray for it.
It's only because of the Lord. Couldn't go from 40 people or whatever we were when we started to 500 or 600, I think we are having on Sunday mornings now, and be able to do that kind of growth well. It's just been a great work of the Lord and the Holy Spirit. I hope we keep doing what we've been doing, and that we are fulfilling the mission we have and the vision we have for being part of Durham.
I think that a lot of churches do great outreach ministries, but they could be anywhere. You could pick them up and move them somewhere else, and they're doing the same thing. They'd be serving in a wonderful way, but it wouldn't necessarily be tied to that identity of the city. And I think that that's what Christ Central has brought to me, is like a unique sense of belonging and engagement with Durham, and an engagement that I might not have had otherwise, because it's very specifically tied to this place and what the identity of Durham is and what its specific needs are.
So God's done a lot in 5 years. We've, in essence, gone from the prayers of 2 pastors to 600 people on a Sunday morning. And we can rejoice in that. But at the same time, we don't want to just focus on the growth of numbers. Our heart is really to see a church that's healthy, that is deep as it is wide, rooted deep, established in the grace of the gospel, so that we can be faithful in the mission that God's given us in the city and beyond.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary, Christ Central. It's been a great ride so far, and we're looking forward to what God's going to do in the future.
Happy anniversary, Christ Central Church. I'm so glad to be a part of this community.
Happy anniversary, Christ Central Church. 5 years. It's hard to believe that we've been in this city as His people for 5 years. We've got a lot to celebrate, a lot to give thanks for. So tonight we're gonna do that. We're gonna dance. We're gonna enjoy food. We're gonna enjoy fellowship. And we're just gonna enjoy being together, celebrating all that God's done.